Alright guys, this is kind of an impromptu video I'm going to do today. I'm here at my dad's garage. I'm going to work on my Lancer a little bit. But I thought while I was here, I'm going to actually do a toolbox tour for you guys. Kind of show you around his shop. You can see where McBake learned his skills. Stay tuned. Alright, so as we walk in, this is their front garage where they park, my mom's car. But back here is his workshop, so let's check it out. Alright, I know we're all here for a toolbox tour, but we'll do a quick scan around first. This big DeWalt air compressor. See his workbench. He has his air brushes right up there. A little background about my dad. In the 80s in Long Beach, he painted and he was a body guy for cars. So you'll see that a lot through here. Some odds and ends. Over here, you can start seeing his paint supplies. All of his paint guns hanging up here. Again, these are all older models, but he still uses them. Smaller paint gun. Some paint cans. I think this is his newest paint gun. That does the job pretty well. I'll show you a couple cars that he just painted in the last couple of years. You can see his detailing shelf. Some odds and ends up here. Some wood and generator. What I love about working out here, it's all heated with a barrel stove. There's my Lancer. Alright, so let's get to this here box. This is his snap-on box again from the 80s. He's had it out in California, brought it back here to Indiana when they moved back. So let's take a look. Up top, it's got some flashlights, some other odds and ends. He'll probably get mad if he knew I was recording this because it's so dusty from his last project. Some nice drill bits he has there. Top drawer, some cutting tools. Got your razor blades, some scissors, some different knives, as well as some pullers here. Some little pry stick. Tools to clean your buff pads. Looks like this one, he's got his rivet guns, some rivets, staple guns, as well as some different attachments for the air compressor. Getting into his drills. You know, he was old school. He was doing all this back in the 80s. And so a lot of his stuff is pneumatic. And at this point, he sees no reason to upgrade, although he does have some cordless stuff. Old school pneumatic 90 degree. Couple other old guns. Worked in a shop back in California, and unfortunately he's told me stories about a lot of his tools that have come up missing. So as a lot of you guys know, got engraving everything. Bake. Yeah, looking at me getting all my tools and stuff, he's reminisced about a lot of the snap-on things that have gotten stolen in the shop. Mac, he still has some in here, but not nearly as much as he used to. This one, some more odds and ends, like a little pressure tester, a mirror, oil filter wrench, a jimmy stick, get those doors unlocked, has a little Dremel, old voltage tester, and then some punches, clamp. And this is a sanding drawer, bunch of sanding blocks, different sanding tools, some heavy grit sanders for Bondo, a ton of different little putty things. Cool stuff. I know me and him, we've painted a few cars together. I had about 3 different cars in high school that I painted with him, so it always definitely paid having him as a dad. He's the reason I like cars so much. They got passed on from him to me, as well as my brother and my sister. So this drawer is screwdriver drawers. This is a drawer that always hurt him because he had all of his Snap-on and Matco screwdrivers that have been stolen over the years, and now he's down to Craftsman. He's had these Craftsman screwdrivers since I was a kid. These were the same Craftsman screwdrivers that I was using when I was 10, 12 years old. Some different picks. Nice bit set. I know he has this screwdriver somewhere. Mac bit set. I wonder where that screwdriver went to. Probably has it laying around somewhere around here. Next drawer down, some wrenches as well as drill bits. Again, had to replace with Craftsman wrenches. These are still his original Matco ratcheting wrenches. Again, I remember using these as a kid. So these are probably straight up from the 80s. I wonder if there's any kind of date code on here or anything. Bake. And then some drill bits on this side. Next down is some pliers, as well as some overflow wrenches. Oh, look at that. There's some of his old school Snap-on wrenches. Open jaw as well as like a line wrench on the other side. It's pretty cool. Now I know these have date codes on them or something like that. I don't know how to read any of that stuff. That's pretty cool. And a lot of his wrenches, some snips, some needle nose, has this big adjustable wrench here. Vice grips, can never have too many vice grips, that's for sure. Look at that, I couldn't imagine how old this is. Oh, Snap-on. It's awesome. Coming on down to the socket drawer. Got his 1/2-inch drive, 3/8 as well as a 1/4. Still using his pneumatic impact, as well as his pneumatic ratchets. Those are Mac ratchets. Again, these are from the 80s when he was shopping on the tool truck, and they still work just as good today as they did then. It's crazy. Has gear wrench sockets, as well as some Craftsman that he's had to replace. Really cool stuff. Next drawer down is his hammers. Some rubber mallets, some regular claw hammers, a little flat hammer. Alright, I saw it had bake on it, so I know it's from his body shop days. And then a little anvil, different little pry bar, a hatchet, and another old school sander. His cutting tools. So he's a ton of tin snips. His Mac pneumatic die grinder. Again, I wish I could see the dates on these. Air hammer. Then some hacksaws. Let's see. Not sure what those are. Cut off wheels, a Mac Tools multi-filter tailpipe cutoff tool. Tailpipe cutoff. Alright, the bottom drawer here. Sanders, and sanders, as well as other body tools. So he's got this nice Snap-on PS200 pneumatic sander. Sander, another pneumatic sander here. Blue Point sander. It's old school torque wrench. Big suction cup for pulling dings and dents and stuff like that out. Use that plenty of times. Let's see what else we got in this drawer. There's a Mac pneumatic drill. What's in here? Torque set. Nice big pneumatic sander here. Got some Some pullers here. Some slide hammers. Another slide hammer for popping dents out. Just drill it right there in the body, thread it in, hammer it on out, fix it up real nice. And what I always tell the guys at the shop is that I really want a snap-on box. Just because this one, I mean, it's what, 30, 40 years old? And look at these drawers. They still slide so nice. Well, let's check out his little kind of junk drawers, I would say. Miscellaneous stuff in there. Old air gun. Measuring tools. Oil filter tools. There's a gap tool. This one is just random Allen wrenches. Some pipe cutters. Looks like a pipe bender. Brake lines, things like that. And then his ink pens and markers. So there you go. That's where I cut my teeth with my dad's tools. You know, you don't think about it as a kid, but I was just so blessed to always have all of this stuff at my disposal, and a dad that would bring me out to the garage, help him work on cars, painted cars. I mean, like I said, I've had multiple cars in high school that me and him sprayed together. If I can find some old pictures, I'll make a little slideshow. Not quite a slideshow, but I'll insert some pictures in here. Really cool stuff. And you don't appreciate it as a kid, but my dad's just always had this big shop just readily available to me. And it's pretty awesome. Now that I have a house on my own, and it's just a little garage, you know, you pine to have a shop like this right there in your yard. But after we looked at the garage and the workshop, I want to show you guys a couple little bonus things. A couple of cars that my dad has restored. So let's go take a look at those. For a better angle, but like I said, this is just kind of an impromptu video. This is my dad's 1970 Chevy Nova, 350 in it, the Muncie Crusher 4-speed. I'm going to insert a picture right here. About 9 months ago now, in a barn, and this is what it looks like today. So he would say it's not a full restoration, but it's not frame off by any means. But you know, we put a new gas tank in it, new fuel lines, brakes, all the electrical in the engine. It wouldn't start, wouldn't run, anything like that. We're going to take a look around, and then as you can see, of course, did all the body work and painted it up real nice. Went white with black cherry racing stripes on it. Got the Kragers on there. The interior was pretty bad. But, you know, he got that all fixed up. Took out the original bench, put in a couple of buckets. That is the original back seat. It cleaned up beautifully, as well as the original headliner. He got it and it was in good shape. Original dash. Basically just the seats and carpet is what he replaced. Everything else just got cleaned up really well. Even the original steering wheel, of course, with some TLC. Runs good, drives excellent. This is normally parked in the back garage where my Mitsubishi is, but he pulled it out for me. Alright, I love the Nova, but this isn't the only classic car that he restored. So let's go check out number 2, shall we? So here we are in barn number 2. As you can see, this is his 1985 Chevy C10. This is one that he restored 2 or 3 years ago. He restored this one up. He found it online. It was pretty beat up. He drove it in our home, but barely. This one got a brand new 4-speed transmission. It was originally 3 on the tree. He converted that to be a shifter on the floor. It's the original 293, I think, engine in it. Then of course, I mean, he had this one stripped down to the frame, new suspension, new fuel tank, which is just in the cab of the truck, so it wasn't too bad. All the body work, all the paint, new mirrors, new bench seat. This one is definitely the favorite of his. So let's take a look around here. Oh yeah. Had new suspension to give it that nice lowered stance. And those moon hubcaps, man. I love them. I love the way this truck looks. This is when he did the two-tone paint job. I know he was debating quite a while to do chrome grille and bumpers, but he went with the white, which I think is a really, really good look. Good, clean, old school look. So we'll peek inside of here. Interior got a brand new paint job, new door panels, new carpet, new bench. Basically everything in this interior. New visors. Gotta have your fire extinguisher. This one's name is the Frankenstein. You can see his little Frankenstein pin on his seat. Frankenstein C10. Real nice tonneau cover on here. Custom exhaust. Had to add the reverse lights. And this one is, well, during the summertime, it's basically his daily driver, even though the Nova kind of took over this year, as you can imagine, as his daily driver. He doesn't restore these, like, he doesn't do a frame off, nuts and bolts restoration. He just likes driving them too much. So they're just drivers to him, you know, which is the way these classic cars should be. There's no reason in investing a ton of money to the point where you never want to drive it. Oh, you can see his Harley. I'm sure he'll want me to show you that. Again, with a custom paint job, of course. He will kill me knowing that I'm filming it dirty like this. But yeah, there you go. Quick little tour around my dad's shop and a couple of his garages. Kind of show you where McBake came from. I mean, this was me all through my younger years, and my friends would always come here. We had a car club in high school. This was like the HQ, basically. My dad was always really cool about letting us use his shop and, you know, letting us use all of his tools for all of our car customizing. I can't even tell you how many cars have come through this. In high school, I was definitely that guy that everybody would come to get their systems. I probably hooked up 20, 30 systems back in the day, as well as doing under lights, just all kinds of stuff like that. It was a really good time, and I have my dad to thank for all of that. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this small tour of my dad's shop, where I grew up. And Dad, I know you're watching because you watch all my videos. Just know that I love you, and I'm so appreciative. I can't thank you enough for letting me use all this and just teaching me everything about cars and just really ingraining car culture and appreciation for cars in me. You know, I want to be the man I am today without you, obviously. But again, that's going to be it for you today. As long as my dad gives me blessings to post this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. This is McBake, and I'm out.